What is it like to be back in the real world, surrounded by all this holiday fare?
Oh, first off, thank you for having me on. It's really, really difficult, to be home, and it's the holidays. Everybody puts weight on at this time of year, and my goal is to not put any weight on. And so I've got my work cut out for me, I'll tell you that.
Are you fearful you're going to go slide back to where you were, or even 30, 50, 100 pounds would be a big problem?
Oh, it'd be terrible. I am fearful of it every day, and I'm hoping that through not only the fear but also proper planning that I can avoid that trap. I understand, the odds are probably 50-50, and I'm going to do everything I can to stay healthy and happy and just continue to live an active, rewarding lifestyle.
John, one thing I've noticed about people that successfully lose weight and also as a corollary successfully keep weight off is sort of like a good coach. Like you had Dolvet. I assume you work with John Dolvet?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a good coach, John, keeps that person focused. That relationship sort of fills them and being accountable to somebody else. Do you have someone like that in your life now?
Oh, I've got a whole slew of people. I mean, first off, Dolvet really helped me a lot in the latter part of the show with dealing with my emotions. And for me, the emotional component seemed to be what was missing. And so I've got a ton of people out there that are willing to reach out to me and help me. And, the things that Dolvet taught me at the ranch, I carry those with me every day. Dolvet set the perfect example for me. He showed me how to be vulnerable.
All right. I want to get, okay, that vulnerability is what I want to focus on. But first, I want to look at how you work these contestants. There's a little piece of video here. Watch this.
This is day one. Yes? Yes. Day one. Right. Day one is a new beginning, a new attitude, a new drive, right? Yep. Okay. I want you to remember one thing, breath control. Control how you're breathing, and you control your body. Raise that incline up to 8. If you're not moving, you're not losing, people. Do not hold on to my treadmill. Take my incline up to 12. Keep moving.
Dolvet, I think everyone is aware of the hard work that's necessary. I mean, that's just a given. But John brings up this interesting issue of being emotionally vulnerable. What does he mean by that?
It simply means, just diving into this with the right mindset. You're emotionally, you have to not have any walls up.
Well, it seems like a lot of people that have, it's funny you would use the word wall, because in my experience, a lot of people that have an excessively large body around them use that body as an emotional barrier against other people. And when they lose that body, John, maybe I can have you comment on this. When they lose that protective barrier, sometimes they get depressed, sometimes they get panicky, sometimes they just lose their sense of who they are. Did you have those kinds of experiences?
Well, what I found is that I had to learn how to feel. I wasn't even sure what to feel at times. I had spent so many years letting food dictate how I feel. I would overeat till I felt pain in my stomach and uncomfortable. So I had to rethink everything. I had to figure out, how do I feel? I really had to do a lot of soul searching. And I'm still doing that. I'm still discovering who I am. But I'm grateful for this blessed opportunity to learn who I really am.
So Dolvet, that experience of I need to feel again is something I hear from addicts all the time as soon as they give up their drug of choice. So food becomes the drug of choice for some of these folks, doesn't it?
100%. When I met John told me that he was a food addict. He would eat till he wasn't. He knew it off the jump. He would eat until he felt pain, Dr. Drew. And when you get to that stage in your life, like my goal is to gorge and eat to where I can't eat anymore, that it hurts, then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You have to get beyond that, and you have to put down that wall in order to be successful.
Are there takeaways for people at home who are just, sort of maybe not on the scale that John is, but are struggling, as most Americans are, with their weight? Are there things that they can put in place now to avoid being very guilty and as I'm going to be after the holidays, and feel bad and have to take action? Are there things we can do to sort of avoid some of that pain later?
The first advice I'd give people is to take accountability for what you're doing to yourself. We don't pay attention to what's happening inside. How about writing it down? How about saying, okay, for breakfast I have this, for lunch I have this, for dinner I have this?
Writing down the plan for the meals or after you've eaten?
Both.
Both, okay.
Both. First write down what you've eaten, and then make the changes after. So, okay, maybe these are too many calories right here. Instead of me having bacon and hash browns and waffles for breakfast, let me try oatmeal. on my, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And make those adjustments, but you have to write it down first.
Are there things, I think the biggest, there are two big things that happen in holiday season. One is the enticement of everything looks so yummy, number one, and then number two, appetite management. Are there things we can do to watch out for that? And John, feel free to ring in if I press any buttons that are meaningful for you as well.
I think the best thing you can do is create some sort of burn. You know?
Workout?
Workout.
Yeah.
Do some form of cardio. Do some sort of weightlifting. Do a combination of both.
So for the exercise bulimics like me, I can gorge on apple pie and then go out there and just burn it off and run for 2 hours? No, you're not saying that?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying go extreme on either side. Create balance. Eat light, eat healthy, make good choices, but also get a burn in. You'll be surprised how much energy you have.
John, I'm going to give last word to you. Are there things that you would advise for people at home that are struggling?
Oh, definitely. I would just say, look, do what Dolvet and I did at the ranch, okay? I knew what I was going to eat for breakfast, so I would prepare for that. If I didn't want to eat something, what I do nowadays, I don't bring it into the house. If I'm afraid I'm going to eat a whole batch of cookies, no cookies in the house. If I don't have them in there, I don't have to worry about it. So have a plan, stick to the plan. You know, if you make a mistake, fine, forgive yourself and move on. But just know this, keep it simple, keep it realistic and reasonable, but above all else, you know what, have a great holiday season and, you know, enjoy time with your family because ultimately when it's all over, all we have is the memories.
And we are going to find out what